And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Song 6. Beginning of a new stream day. I'm going to maybe try to keep the parts today a little shorter than they were under previous episodes, just because I'm a little under the weather today. Over the intervening time period, I think I've decided that over here, we have enough government points that when we're done upgrading Ethel, here we can go one more tier here. The population is growing to that size. We'll have just enough to increase these 4 regions in the west to tier 3. I think I'm going to use the workforce for leather production and meat production, mainly leather production, so we can make more leather armor. I suppose asks a secondary question. Who is best at clothing making? I have a suspicion it's the Dundorians. Probably overworking the Dundorians, to be fair. So that would be Taylor. Fulfillment. No one gets 100% fulfillment, but Dundorians are tied for highest. The Dundorians are the most effective of the 6 that we have. Everyone else is about, well, all the people who are good at refined crafting are all about the same, right? So humans, the Mivians, the Dalapi, except for the Dundorians. So yeah, if it comes down to it, it probably wants to be more Dundorian work. Although looking about that, if it needs to be more Dundorian work, I need to build another Dundorian neighborhood. We've run out of space. North here probably wants to be Cretonian farms, and sort of the Dundorian area is a bit full. With some small industries here. That's space in case I need stone later, or ore later. So there'll be no expansion there. Okay. The other alternative is to start bringing preparation for a new neighborhood around the gems down here. For Dundorians. So that's probably what we're going to work on. But yeah. To improve the guards without necessarily increasing the number of guards. It's more armor. So it's either leather armor or it's metal armor. And right now, unlike leather that we can import from the subjects, from farming and whatever, metal we'd have to bring in ore and, well, either we'd buy metal or we'd have to bring in ore and coal. And no one likes smelting, is my understanding. Okay, so the Garmithi are a little neutral on it. The Mivians are neutral on it. The Dundorians like it a little bit. But most people are opposed to it. They definitely don't need more Dundorian jobs. Charcoaling is grumpy for everyone, and or neutral. And that would probably be, if we were to sort of take it via taxes, what we need to do. And then smithing again, you can see is sort of Dundorian land. If anything, we might try to do... In fact, that might be something I can throw in a little bit of space down here as we make some smithies. Make a smithy. Not necessarily to produce a lot of metal equipment, but to produce our tools. If I could make 20 tools, that wouldn't be too terrible here at the beginning. So 1 worker, in theory, makes 2 tools from a little bit of coal and metal bars. Okay. Okay, so let's think about that. Let's get a quick smithy in. To make 20 tools a day, that means I need to employ about 10 Dundorians. I might go for 20. Be a reasonably small place. Okay. A little bit the storage. Actually, oh no, I need that much. Okay, so that'll work. And then you make this really a much smaller building. Whoops. That'll fix if I drop the storage back in. There we go. So, nice, relatively small building. That'll make tools fairly effectively. And the support that I need a metal importer relatively close by. That's a metal importer, so that works. And we'll want a little small warehouse. I think that's probably bigger than I need. Yeah, that should be big enough. Here we go. Let's unpause and let our guys get to building that. And yeah. That'll allow us to offset the tools. We might go, or I'm going to go into more leather imports, so we'll be wanting to make more leather armor. So that we can better equip our guardsmen. At the same time, I'm making more wood than I used to, right? Not quite enough to offset all the woodcutters. I was thinking about potentially turning the woodcutters off to save on labor. 49 woodcutters, yeah. We've already taken the mines offline, so they're not producing. And you could probably do with more health. Where's around the middle of the map? Around here. That would be if I wanted to do temples. So we've got 4 regions ready to upgrade. I suspect that the 4 that I'm not actually interested in, it's probably this one, this one, this one, and this one? Yeah. Right, so we're waiting for Estel here. Be number 5. They're most of the way there. They need up to 4.8k. Oh, well, they've hit the point where it's just the small population, and the slow-growing populations, the Dalapi and the Dondorians growing. Yep, so we got the second metal importer. Warehouse here is done. I want you to import, or store metal, store coal, store tools. It does remind me I'm going to need a second importer to import coal to. I'll actually swap this one over to coal. Coal is a thing I can probably import from the colonies as an alternative, because you can mine that. And then, tech-wise, what points do I have? A little short in admin, but that's fine. Mostly innovation, a little bit of knowledge. Don't have enough to get over the tourism. I should probably try to do tourism this time, so I should get a little bit more knowledge. Oh, I could grab upgraded benches. Let's grab upgraded... Well, actually, upgraded benches is probably going to cost furniture. Although, in theory, I've got enough furniture, so yeah, let's grab the upgraded benches. And I can see if they actually cost furniture. It's 2 furniture, 2 cut stone, although I have enough for the moment. Let's turn the speed down to slow while I go around and upgrade all the benches. They're mostly going to be in the roadways, so there's 6 benches there, 7 benches there, 8 benches there, 8 benches there. And the more we do the benches, the better the fulfillment will be in the town for benches, providing us a little bit more happiness. Not to go over the houses. I don't necessarily need a better housing density at the moment. And I've intentionally kind of built the neighborhoods in a way where I could do upgrades like this fairly easily. That's one of the reasons I have these nice, sort of vaguely straight roads running north to south, is I can sort of box select all the buildings I want to upgrade in an area. Fairly easily. Go. So after we're done with the humans, I've just got the one Kryptonian neighborhood up top to do. And then we'll let the speed go for a little bit to give us some idea of how effective that was in improving fulfillment. Oh, I almost forgot about the Garthimi and the... Also forgot about the... Oops. Oh, and this isn't housing. I want to build some more housing in here. And then Garthimi and the Dondorian neighborhoods. Now we're in the other Kryptonian neighborhood. Which has space, so I can definitely do more farming here if I need more grain. There we go. Got more humans willing to move in. You're done. In theory, you produce 50 tools, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I was intentionally trying to make enough that we would make more than our consumption. So going forward, we're going to import more tools because I've increased the stockpile. But in theory, once we hit the target storage amount, we should stop importing tools. Give you a little bit better currency efficiency, because I think tools are going to be more expensive than metal. My price 545 versus 150. That doesn't seem like a good deal until you remember. Oops, click on the smithy. We're turning 10 metal into, assuming it's properly supplied, I think it's like 10 metal to, well, 0.4. So if you, yeah, it's about 2 metal becomes about 10 tools. About 1 to 5 is the ratio. So 400 something versus 500, 700 something, so saving a little bit of income there. Instead of metal, so we have metal being imported, okay. Although we're short of metal at the moment, so the smithing isn't working super well. Do I just have the one administration? No, I do have two. Both are running paper. There's maybe an argument for trying to improve the efficiency here. The paper is a 3x multiplier, right? Yeah. So I suppose that's actually something else I could do. I could try to make paper. Of course, paper is also a job I think that Dondorians are best at. Although we'll keep having Dondorians come in. Go up to 500 now. Dondorians. Yeah. And a 20% skill. I could potentially task that to some other ethnic group. And then just accept that it's inefficient. I'd probably do humans if we were to do that. Yeah, it'd probably have to be humans if I was to do that. And that would make sense. That at least keep paper making in sort of the same neighborhood as the paper consumers, which is admin. Oh, a different industry I could get into if I don't want to expand admin is the education industry. Because I'm trying to find education. Where is education? University schools. Both of those are admin. So I need to expand admin to improve education. It's a lot more potential schooling now. That'd be one way to significantly improve efficiency. One thing that's nice about version 71 is education is now doesn't lower fulfillment. There's a limit on how much you can pick up, but it's purely positive. Admin, innovation, knowledge. So in theory, I only really want to educate the humans. We would probably want to indoctrinate everyone else. Because really only the humans should be working. In the admin. Yeah. So yeah, the thing, the toss-up I have here is, do I do paper and do I do education? Continue expanding the economy. And we're still waiting here. Still waiting on that slow pop growth. Okay, training facilities are being used. That's fine. Although we're getting close to them not being. It's probably time to assign another unit for expanding the training. Let's take you up another tick. So. Radio paper production. Actually, so first thing to check is, do I have it unlocked? You don't start with paper unlocked. I did spend the innovation points to pick up paper making, so we do have paper making unlocked. Okay, good to see. Yeah, I think we do paper making. Because I can let more humans definitely come in, so I can find more labor that way. Let more Mivians come in. Let's turn the speed down. I want to check. Are all the Mivians working the right sort of jobs? think so. Oh no, okay, so we definitely have some space for more amphibians to be productive, because they're not, for example, here in the Globadine, they're not the only people working the Globadine pasture. Oh no, they are the only people working the Globadine pasture. 16 workforce, 16 employed. 7 workforce, 7 employed. No, not all the amphibians are employed, okay. Got about 22 unemployed. Although that's easy to productively improve. It has had more Globadine pasture or more fishery. It's had more Globadine pasture. So I'm gonna build another one of you. Leave a gap in case I need to run irrigation down the channel. Big pasture like so. Gate like so. Hut, 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 and a hut. I suppose actually that only needs to be inside, so that'll work. We'll increase the amount of amphibians that can come in. And then I need to design a paper maker storage combo up here. We'll eat a little bit of the forest just south of the human area. But I'll leave most of the forest intact in case I need to do more wood cutting. I don't think I need to do more wood cutting, but it'd be a terrible idea. In fact, fair enough, I'm consuming a lot of wood making paper. It makes sense to have some paper industry as well. So I suppose that's the warehouse for paper, or for wood, so I only need a warehouse for paper. Although, do I have a warehouse for paper already? Yes, I have a warehouse for paper here. Okay, so that'll work. That's close enough right nearby. Crafting paper maker. Do I go no space between the two buildings, or do I leave a roadway? 1, 2, 3. Let's leave a roadway. And I can happily produce up to 240 paper even before we start contemplating education. Okay, so we do a big warehouse like that. I need to make sure I can get enough support in here for this to work. It won't necessarily be an optimal placing for it, but it'll work. Same sort of logic there. Okay, that works from a support standpoint. Gotta get enough auxiliary in here. No. No, I can't. Not enough auxiliary space. So I either need to make it wider or taller. Let's start with a little bit taller and a little bit wider. So we'll go one more step wide or taller, and we'll go 2 more steps wide. Okay. Let's try adding supports. Like so. And then in the back side. Okay. And then again, we're still going to do storage. We'll go for double one. So, enough auxiliary benches, hopefully. There we go. That works. That'll produce, in theory, 540 wood, or 540 paper. So in theory, that's not enough paper. That just shows you how paper-hungry administration is. That I will need multiple of these to meet the paper requirements. Oof. For 2 small admins. Okay, let's get that built. Wow. 3,000. Oh, a little bit more in via migration. Anyway, I think I will retest the priority. Humans are not going to be the best. Elias. Humans are not the best at producing paper. But they are definitely productive. Capital relocated, okay. I wanted to figure out where there was game. Factions, Elias. Probably not someone I'm adjacent to. And of course I'm getting... The capital of Elias got moved, but I'm not getting told who Elias... Elias wasn't the name of the city, I think, of the faction. So that was... Want to find out who shrank. Game does not have a jump to command, which is a little annoying in this situation. Okay. I'm going to test humans to being prioritized on paper, because even though they're not optimal at it, I've got a lot of available humans, and I want the paper making near where the humans live already, so yeah, it works out. Let's improve paper or wood storage. Pressing that button. There we go. More storage of wood. But have even more humans move in. I don't want to get too carried away with humans coming in. Do I have enough soldiers to get the environment soldier bonus maxed out? I do, but we're just about to cross over the point where we're not. So it is time to get another unit being trained of humans. Just keep the soldier really large and in charge. Okay, cleared the work site. That's just the stone, furniture, and metal to be delivered. Let's see how much this reduces the paper imports. The key point here is reduces paper imports. I don't necessarily need to stop paper imports. I want to reduce it so that we can have more money sitting around to do interactions and stuff. Good. because right now our majority of our income is being spent on buying things. Although we have reduced that. So that was the metal buy because we were spooling up tools, and then you can see tool cost has since disappeared. And it's now mostly paper. So if we can reduce the paper consumption, then we reduce the trade deficit. And have more of our money coming in from taxes sitting around to spend on other stuff. Okay, building built. Apparently I need to widen the road a bit here. They're still following the old road. A little bit. And actually I should put some road around these buildings. Technically makes the trees go away, which is a bit of a shame. But that's what well, this is a reasonably forested map. We got lots of trees. Native trees. These are probably Catonians, because I've got them too far away from Catonian neighborhoods, working in these sites that's complaining about shortage of housing. Because obviously only humans can live in the area. Although if we have worker shortage in the nursery, maybe it's housing again. This area is looking relatively close to full. Might upgrade the human neighborhood. Got the cut stone at the moment and the furniture. Yeah. On higher density in the human neighborhoods. Have I already done that? I've already done those ones, okay. Theory that's made the housing deficit smaller. Whether that's actually helped people move in near their work sites is a different problem. Oops, what was that a message about? Experience gained for 50 people working on the globing pastures. Okay. 72 paper makers. In theory, making 59 paper, reducing the paper deficit. Here we have enough paper or wood production. I can do that again. Let's do that again. At which point, if I want more expansion like that, I need to make more paper or make more wood. Still got 4 regions ready to upgrade, so the 5th one is not to size. Astel, you're taking too long to grow, mate. You're gonna employ over 50 in our paper makers. Okay. So I know I've theory got enough, I can take all these guys up 1 level. So let's do that. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make more paper. Are you getting enough moisture? You are not getting enough moisture. Okay, so I should take some moisture over to you. I don't want to go about doing that. That would work. And the canal over there. And then we grab culverts, sort of up over the road area. So, pretty sure I have enough pump pressure. Yeah, plenty of pump pressure. That's one way I'm supposed to increase wood production, is to simply improve the woodcutter's moisture level. Yeah, theory, we no longer need to import tools. I'm importing a little bit more metal as a side effect, but yeah, it's probably fine. And multiplicative for moisture. Oh, so we can get a 5%. If I fully raise the moisture in here, I get a 5% bonus to moisture. Tooltip doesn't auto-update super quick, but now I got enough moisture there. And then, yeah, I think we will be trying to expand wood production as we expand the paper makers. Here's another paper maker done. Here we go. Still have a paper deficit. A lot smaller than it used to be, but still have a paper deficit. So could probably support doing another one of those. Because I can support probably doing another one of those, let's just build another one of those. Oh, I forgot to adjust the priorities, because I can see there's Dundorians in here working, which is not what we wanted to have happen. Population and priorities. Paper making. Tab. Oh no, because this is... This is not how I sorted it. I sorted it on this one. Okay. So I'm gonna find paper maker. Here's the paper maker. So humans, free. Please prioritize being the paper makers. The reason is because even if those guys are more available, I have too many jobs with the Dundorians and other industries. Gotta lower the effectiveness of the paper makers a little bit. This should help to improve their commute, because there'll be humans living in the neighboring neighborhood. I will need probably more wood, so let's grab another woodcutter here. There we go. It is another 50 wood. Makes efficient use of that space. Waiting for the last batch of metal to be delivered, probably. Paper making went down a little bit in quality as we transitioned to purely human labor. Okay, so it's mostly Kryptonians that are having housing issues. But there's probably Kryptonians trying to work in the ration maker bakery here. These people have about 1,744 soldiers. Okay, we're paying the ransom. Yeah. Apparently I'm rich enough that we're getting bigger raiders attacking us. Or planning on attacking us. Yeah, that's one of the bigger raiders. They get bigger and bigger and bigger as you get wealthier. Okay, so now we need to wait for the odd jumper count to grow a little bit. I've got unused training facilities, so I should be encouraging our units to train up more, at least the ones I have out on patrol. There we go. And the more we do that, the more guard power we get, because the troops get better guard powers, they're more trained, and better equipped. Although, just having more isn't a terrible solution either. Got available dungeon space, got available stockade space, so that's good. Could do with another 100 wood being produced. Let's build another one of you. Not all of this area over here is particularly great for tree farming, but we'll use it regardless because it's here. That's a lot closer to where we want to be. And then we'll stretch the canal. Yeah, and overall this should be a step in the right direction. We'll place you, and hopefully it replaces it with one of the right race, which looks like it has. Trains are slowly converting people to the right religion, so that's good. Elias has moved its capital again. Elias was one of my neighbors. Ah, okay. So we were trading with them. Of course, now we're not, because we don't have them as proper neighbors anymore. Lost the connection to them. Looks like yeah, these guys are Ortham. apparently got a region in trouble. What's wrong? Health. Because of course health is a problem. How to fix that? I need to go one more health level, which means I need to get enough workforce to go up one more health level. There we go. Let's reposition. Where's the army? Where is my army? Army 1. There you are. Don't go through the other guy's territory, but yeah, reposition. We'll go put you in our vessel so the region is happy until I can get it next size up. Oh, and I hope everyone, whether you're watching live, well, if you're watching live on Twitch, I hope you're having a nice 4th of July. Hearing the fireworks off in the distance where I'm living. Probably not coming through on the mic. And if you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, I know it's not 4th of July, but I hope you had a nice 4th of July, or at least a better one than mine. I've got a little bit of a migraine here. There we go. So that solves the happiness problem temporarily. That's all we really needed to do. Your wealth is going up. You do? There you make enough wood. Wood positive again. Good to see. So I think this is a good 47 minutes in here. I think it's a good place to put a part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I am going to take a short break here so I can get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea. Sadly, it's a little bit too close to the last ad going, so I can't get the ad out of the way. Although if I'm doing this length of recording, there'll only be one ad break during the next part anyway. So until the next bit, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And with that, bye for now.